Hello and welcome to Off the Crossbar Transfer News. This is going to be a few times a week special with myself, Regan Walsh, and my co-presenter Bradley Morris right throughout the January transfer window as we bring you all the latest transfer news and rumours from around the world of football. Big news to start off the day, Brad. It is PSG are in talks with Everton to sign Moise Kean on a permanent deal for 35 million euros. That's been reported by Sky Sports. Keane has been on loan at PSG since the start of this season and has scored 9 goals in 16 games. It hasn't quite worked out for him over here in England, but he's done very well so far in France.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, for the money Everton spent on him with the prospects that he seemed, he just hasn't delivered for them as much as they like. And you see the money offered, it's almost take it and run.
Yeah, for me, it's one of them. Although they might want him to come back, it's definitely the best thing to cash in for him now because, I mean, they're practically getting they're getting more than their money back for what they paid for him because they paid 25 million for him when he initially signed for them a year ago in 2019, but it just hasn't worked out for him. So it'd be a smart decision by all involved. Elsewhere, there's a lot of PSG talk because they have recently appointed Mauricio Pochettino as the club's manager, and there's been obvious talks with the club linking him with a few former players, most notably Dele Alli.
He's getting the band back together.
Yeah. Do you think that would be a smart move for Dele Alli to move into PSG squad, and could you see him fitting in?
I guess so. I mean, I'm trying to think of the options are in his sort of position with PSG.
There's Ander Herrera's there. Danilo Pereira will play in the midfield. Marco Verratti.
I was going to say, I mean, we say all those names, but it's likely if someone who knows him as well as Poch does, he would get more than a good looking.
Yeah, and there are. I feel like it's a combination that did start to really work well, and it wouldn't surprise me if Pochettino does move for him, whether it's in this window or in the next. Wouldn't surprise me. And Dele Alli has been struggling for game time recently as well, hasn't he? Under Mourinho.
It's non-existent.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like he's played about as much game time as I have this season for Jose Mourinho. It's been that little and few in between his selections. The other one he's been linked with is obviously Hugo Lloris. Yeah, again, it's one that could happen, but I feel like that's more or least likely to happen this window. I think that's more of a summer window type thing.
That would be a brave thing for Tottenham to do right now, to let him leave somewhere else, unless they had an option in plan to replace him.
100%. And at this moment in time, I don't think they have any sort of option of who they would want to, because they're not thinking of losing Lloris so quickly and so drastically. So I don't think that would be something they would think of. Elsewhere in the world of football, Arsenal's defender William Saliba is close to joining Nice on loan for the remainder of the season. The 19-year-old defender has failed to make any appearances under Mikel Arteta this season and has been rumoured with a move away from the Emirates Stadium for a while now, but it does seem like he's finally managed to get a move away. It's been a strange time for Saliba, really, don't you think? Because there was a lot of hype when he was brought in, but just hasn't happened for him so far.
Because they spent quite a bit on him and all, because it's a problem with how big their defence issues have been this season, and they just haven't looked at him and gone, maybe we try him out. But whenever I see something that's talking of him not even doing that great in the reserves.
I mean,
but yeah, it's a young kid coming over from France, expected to do very well straight from the off because of the hype around him.
I mean, they spent 27 million on him
Yes.
from Saint Etienne, and for him not to have started a game is crazy. You would think if he's spending that much on a player, he would be, even if he's not the first name on the team sheet, like for defensively every week, you would expect him to be in and around the matchday squad, but he just doesn't seem to get a look in at all. And I think this loan move away to Nice should be a good thing for him.
It can only be benefit to him as a player, but Arsenal have got to look at this and think, is he really going to be the long-term deal for us?
The thing is, though, I know Arsenal have started to turn things around in the league, but you never know whether Mikel Arteta is going to be there long enough to see Saliba come through, and it might be another manager coming that might want to get rid of him straight away. So it could be a really bad buy and one of the worst transfer deals in ages, considering they spent 27 million on him and he might not end up playing for them. Elsewhere, Manchester United, new Manchester United winger Ahmed Diallo, who's joining the club from Atalanta after he finally managed to get his work permit and all that sorted. There had been rumours that Atalanta would try and keep him for the remainder of this season and then let him join Manchester United in the summer, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side have rejected any advancement of that deal and they want him to join the club straight away and be a part of that team.
If I could just say, it just seems weird that you wouldn't let him stand though, because is he going straight into your squad?
I don't think he's going to go.
Because right now, if he did, he'd be no more than a bench player, probably.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't even play wingers.
For me, I don't see him coming straight into this starting lineup. I mean,
We have no wingers.
Well, no actual wingers, but you could maybe, because in the last game against Aston Villa, he had Paul Pogba out on the left and Rashford out on the right, so maybe he could pull Pogba back a little bit and then you put Diallo on one of the sides and then Rashford on the other for that bit of explosive pace. But for me, I don't think he goes straight into this lineup because, I mean, if you think the other youngster that they signed in the summer window just gone, Facundo Palestri from Peñarol in Uruguay, he's yet to make an appearance for the first team. He's been...
He's the one who was already slagging him off or something like that.
No.
I forgot what he was because he'd done something.
He's been done really well actually in the under 23s.
What was it? Wasn't there was the rumour that he already wanted out because he realised he hated it?
Yeah, but there was no truth in that, and he's apparently enjoying life and just doing quite well in the youth setup so far, and has actually now moved to train with the first team. So he could be involved in games in the near future for them. Elsewhere in the world of football, transfers, according to Goal, Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman has called on the club to bring in a new striker in the January window. No surprise considering they were linked with Memphis Depay in the summer. Again, it seems like that is something that could be one that comes around again in this window. But for me...
He's available for the pre-contract talks if they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's one of them where I think Barcelona are waiting on their new president to be appointed before they do any deals, and I think they need to still sell before they buy. So
it's really Barcelona become the club that needs to sell to buy.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk saying that they need to sell players before they can buy anyone in this window.
And we all know he's getting sold.
I mean, he's currently fit.
No, it's not the likes of Vidal and Pjanic. It's Ansu Fati and Ricky Puig.
I mean, well, there's been a lot
of... No under 25s allowed at this club.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk of Ricky Puig, because his contract is coming up soon. But I think there's confidence growing over in the Barcelona camp that he will sign an extension and stay with the club.
So there's a lot of hype around him as well that I know we've mentioned in the past, but yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now.
But for me, I think they'll try and move on Usman Dembele and Phil Coutinho.
That's a question. If Dembele was available, the price would you have him at United now?
No,
You wouldn't have.
no, he's too inconsistent with his performances and to injury. And I think he will get a move to a European club, but I don't know where it would be.
He screams Juventus or PSG, something like that.
He could do, but I don't know whether he would go to either of them. It'd be definitely one to see what happens. But yeah, for me, I think they definitely need a striker to help out Messi at that club in Barcelona because they're having such a bad season. And it just makes you think, why on earth did they sell Luis Suarez in the summer? Like, for me, that makes no sense. Liverpool have been linked with a lot of defenders in this transfer window and leading up to it, with Sven Botman being the main talking point over the last few days, as well as Ozan Kabak of RB Leipzig.
Yes, he was Schalke.
Schalke, sorry. There was a Leipzig player that was linked with. I can't think of who it was now.
Was he not Upamecano or something?
Yes. I think it was Deo Upamecano. Botman of Lille, he's a young 20-year-old Dutch international. Looks very promising so far. I mean, there's a number of clubs that want him, including Manchester United. Liverpool obviously want him to help with their big injury missing of Virgil van Dijk, and Man United would want him to help someone partner Harry Maguire in defence. I think that would be a lot of pressure for a youngster, and I think he's definitely capable of good things, and it'd be interesting to see how his career develops. But I think a move to one of these big clubs to come into that big starting place would be something a bit too much. I haven't seen any fees thrown around for him as of yet, unless you've seen anything.
I have not seen much of this player at all, other than people hyping him.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, he's only been at Lille for a few months, because he joined them in the summer, but for I think 7 million. So I don't see him. I mean, I would imagine they would want somewhere in excess of like 20 million or so.
You'd think so.
But for me, I don't.
Supposedly there were rumours of Lille having money troubles as well.
Yeah.
So they would want a lot.
100%. But for me, I don't see Botman leaving just yet in this window. I think if they were to do any deals, I think it will be a bit more experienced players, but not as I think they'll try and do like a cheap deal or a loan player if they were to do anything.
So is Diallo available?
Is Dejan Lovren, was that? I mean, I know we've said this on our podcast, but it is quite strange how as soon as he leaves, they get a lot of injuries.
We would see Klopp saying that they may not even bolster that defence, which is just a bit baffling.
I think for me that would be strange. He'd be I think it's the only thing they need to put together is get another defender in, because I mean, if they keep getting the injuries that they have had this season, they're going to need a defender, and if they don't move for one, it'd be strange.
So as far as Van Dijk is definitely the season. And I'm sure Gomez is the season as well, isn't it?
Yes, both are definitely the season,
So
because there is
they're just left with Matip and Fabinho, so they need at least another quality centre back. Well, they're stuck with the kids again.
yeah, but I mean, I
It's a lot
know
of pressure to
it's
put on them when they're in a title race.
yeah, especially like you can't say like last season where they were so many points clear at this point of the season. They actually are in a true title race. I mean, as of time of recording, they haven't played against Southampton, but they are currently level on points with Manchester United. So I think a central defender is something that they well and truly need. According to Kicker, I've just seen this news coming a bit onto my Twitter. Javi Martinez will be allowed to leave Bayern Munich this month.
Yeah, it seems unsurprising.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting on a bit now, Javi Martinez. He had been linked with a move away in the past to the Premier League. Do you think that's a move that could happen over England?
I don't really see who he would bolster in terms of the top. He seems like someone that would be better at maybe like an Everton if they wanted him. Was Ancelotti the Bayern manager when Martinez was there?
I just need to do a bit of research on that because I don't remember the manager that signed him.
So Everton kind of could do with an extra defensive option.
Yeah, they have also been linked with Sami Khedira of Juventus, who is out of contract this season, and they have reportedly offered him an 18-month contract with the option of a further year. So it would be something that could be likely if they don't get Khedira. A move for someone like Javi Martinez could be something that happens.
Yeah, Ancelotti was 2016 at Bayern.
Yeah, so it would have been Pep Guardiola that signed him. But yeah, a midfielder like that, I could see a move for either Martinez or Sami Khedira happen for the Toffees this summer, but I don't think any of the other big sides would do it.
That's pretty much the main ones for this.
Yeah, that's all the main talking points.
Quiet start to this window. Almost expected, I'd say.
Yeah, as we're only...
I'm surprised. I'm more surprised we haven't yet had the rumours of Sancho and Grealish. Where are the daily Jack Grealish rumours?
Yeah, I think because he signed the contract, that's why it's gone down a bit. But the Jadon Sancho one, but Dortmund CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke said subconsciously Jadon might have prepared for a change. I think he had at least thought so much about it that he lost his ease, but I found him trying very hard in the last few weeks. So I think it was very there was a lot of talk that he had agreed personal terms in the summer with Manchester United, which were never set to be the problem. It was just the fee.
Oh yeah, he's definitely talked to them.
Yeah, Dortmund always wanted 120 million euros. Manchester United wanted to pay it in different ways, but Dortmund stuck strong. That's why he didn't move, and it's unlikely he'll move in this window because Dortmund don't like to lose their big players in January. So it'll be a move that has to wait until the summer for anything to happen. As we said, we're only a few days into this transfer window, so it's going to be very quiet this first week, I expect, but maybe later on there might be some big news regarding any possible transfers. Make sure you follow.
Because we're no Carver and Darmish, but we'll be on this.
Yeah. So if there's any...
If anything, we're more reliable.
Yes. Anything happens, we'll make sure we get our reaction within minutes and get it out to you. So you never miss anything that happens in the transfer window. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and wherever you are listening to this episode. So make sure you never miss out on any of our transfer specials throughout the next month. We'll be back to our usual podcast later on in the week where we'll be reviewing the Premier League.
Tomorrow, and I can't wait to venge fury on your booking ass because I know you're going to say some bollocks concerning a certain game. So
my lips are sealed until tomorrow for us. Right. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be back later on in the week with hopefully some more news and some deals that have happened in around the world of football. Until then, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.